Hey, I don't know if you watched the news this week. Probably better if you didn't. But if you did, you know that President Biden announced that he's going to extend the moratorium on paying student loans again, this time until August. So that means that if you've got a student loan, you don't have to make any payments until August. Payments have already been suspended for the past 2 years due to COVID. But this has to be one of the most brazen political payoffs ever attempted. And quite frankly, it's one that insults the intelligence of the American voters. Even the ones who went out and borrowed $150,000 for an education that'll land them a job that pays them $40,000 a year. Not real smart. Now, here's the head scratcher. Biden and all his team tell us every day what a great job he's done with the economy. We're told our economy is in great shape and has recovered swimmingly well. But it sure doesn't feel like that to families buying gasoline or groceries, much less trying to buy a car or clothing. But if the economy is doing as great as Joe Biden says, then there's no need to extend the moratorium. You see, somebody is selling us a whopper. They're either saying the economy is going great when it isn't, or telling us the economy is so bad that we got to let people off the hook for the loans that they took out. But you see, Democrats actually want to do more than suspend the payments temporarily. They want all the student loans to just be wiped out. That only costs you, the taxpayer, $1.7 trillion. Trillion. But heck, it might buy off some very gullible people who would vote for Democrats for giving them free money. I say that if you're going to wipe out student loans, why stop there? I mean, why not wipe out home loans, car loans, home improvement loans? Heck, let's get rid of credit card debt. And for those of us goofs who paid off our debts, clearly we are the suckers who would now get to pay off the debts of people who don't pay theirs. See, this isn't about caring or being compassionate. I mean, if the government wants to allow some people to restructure the terms or interest rate, that's fine. But to arbitrarily erase a loan for people who aren't paying what they agreed to, that's just plain nuts. Hey, I'll be honest, I feel sorry for young people who took out huge loans for an overpriced education instead of carefully determining if the cost of that education was worth it. Maybe it would have been smarter to go to a community college. And by the way, will this only apply to college? I mean, that wouldn't really be fair for the people who paid to be trained as plumbers, electricians, welders, brick masons, or finished carpenters, right? Frankly, we need a lot more skilled labor who can fix and build things than we need people who sit around Starbucks thinking deep thoughts and drinking $5 coffee. So, if you take out a loan, any kind of loan, it's your responsibility to pay it back. Now, if you later encounter a catastrophic health issue or, hey, if you're willing to serve in the military, maybe there'd be a way to help you out. But just to wipe out the debt of someone who, as my mother used to say, had a champagne appetite and a Coca-Cola pocketbook and bought something they couldn't afford to pay for, and it doesn't matter whether it was a new truck, a big house, designer clothes, or an Ivy League education, well, doing that is hardly the way to teach young people responsibility. But if the government decides to pay off the debts for those who fail to make payments, then will it please send a check to us suckers who paid for our education as we went and who worked our rear ends off to do it? So if you honestly think erasing all the student loans in the country is a good idea, you probably are going to vote for Democrats anyway. But I'm sure you won't mind if the people who owe you money for something will no longer be expected to actually pay you for it. Nah. If you run a business and your customers owe you, just wipe it out. Forgive their debts and obligations. And then come back and tell me how great it is to be a liberal Democrat. Please, let me know. Now, if you're seeing this, I know you've enjoyed that video. I mean, how could you not, after all? So, you know what you should do? Leave a like, click on the subscribe button below, and hit the notification bell next to it so you'll always know when I have another video up for you to enjoy.